Hey everyone, welcome back to Channel Couch Co-op. We got Grim and special guest Jay. Today we are cracking into Modern Horizons 2 set booster. He purchased a booster box, so he's going to be opening it. Part of the interesting thing of purchasing a box at the local hobby shop we went to, which is Pandemonium, right? This time?
Pandemonium Hobbies and Games.
Yes. We got a free foil card, which was Fabled Passage. There it is. We'll do a closer picture later on. And since he was a special guest, he actually gave me a gift, which is sweet.
Yeah.
Which is a signed lightning bolt. Which
I had to bribe him in order to get on the show.
Yes, because we have so many subscribers that we need to bribe people or get bribed to get put on this channel. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up this set booster. I may have gotten one also, but I'm still debating if I'm going to crack it open or just let it mature in value. I do some mild speculation investments in terms of collectibles. So we'll see what we'll do, and then we're going to get cracking on this. So we'll be right back. We'll see you soon. All right, welcome back. Now we're getting into the box opening of the Modern Horizons 2, the set booster box. Jay will be ripping it apart, and he'll be taking over the lead here and talking more than I ever do. So let's see what's in there.
All right. So this is Modern Horizons 2, highly touted new set that came out for Modern. Honestly, I don't really play Modern a lot. I'm pretty good at Legacy. I have a really long history with that, back when it was Type 1.5 to Extended to everything. But I am knowledgeable about Modern and even Vintage and a little bit of Standard as well.
So for those who don't know what Modern is there's certain types of rules and certain sets that are allowed in certain types of formats. So what Jay plays is something that kind of has a splash of some of the older cards, but with the game being so expansive and so old, there are definitely cards that are banned and are overpowered or OP for all of you youngins out there that are limited to a certain number or completely banned in general. So
yeah, here we go. Let's break it open. So this is the set booster version. Set boosters have 12 cards that are randomly inserted. Generally, you have a few rares, a few commons, a few uncommons, and you get 30 boosters. And this is the box topper that we got. I think Grim showed it. This is Fabled Passage. Not as good as a Prismatic Vista, but I mean, still good, still worth a lot. So here we go. Beautiful packaging.
Yeah. So does the set booster packs different, like the wrapper on top, different from like the main booster packs?
Yeah. They'll say draft booster or collector's booster. Okay. The collector's boosters are kind of expensive. I think it was like $400 something a box, and you only get a few packs.
Like 12, right?
Yeah, something like 12 packs. This came with 30 packs, and but they're only a 12 card set, and you don't get a lot of the super rare stuff that you could find in the collector's edition.
Yeah, the last booster box that I opened was a collector's box. Fortunately, that high price value point of this particular set was not feasible for me to purchase something like that.
Yeah. I specifically went for the set booster because I thought it was the best value. You still get all the good cards, and you get a lot more of them. And I'm looking for more of a spread of cool stuff to get. Not necessarily the super high-end stuff. I think people have been opening foil old school packed negations that are like $300-400 a piece right now. We won't find those here, but we'll still get some cool stuff.
Cool. All
right, let's crack it.
So I know there's a lot of people who bust, trading cards and sports cards. Is there a method to your madness in opening, or you just kind of go into it?
I just go at it. Honestly, I haven't bought a box in so long, and I heard so many good things about this box. I watched box openings, and I was so impressed that I went out and got one.
Nice.
But usually I just buy singles, art card, foil land, a few. I'm gonna skip over the commons. If I find a notable uncommon, I'll probably talk about it. Dragon's Rage Channeler actually is pretty notable uncommon. People are putting it in all sorts of stuff right now in Legacy. So I'll keep an eye on the price for this, but we'll just pass it for now. So we got Obsidian Charmaw. First dual fetch land of the day, Misty Rainforest.
Nice.
Gorgeous. Not the super cool version, don't get the extended art or anything, but I mean, hey, it's a fetch land.
So the extended art is in this particular product?
Yes.
Okay.
And you get some old school stuff as well, like this. Sudden Edict, great card. It sort of blows Diabolic Edict out of the dust, completely replaces it because it has split second. So I got a nice version of that.
Split second, like an interrupt?
Kind of. It's like an interrupt, except no one can put other spells in the stack, so it just goes through.
Nice.
You can't counter it, can't do anything to it.
Wow.
So this is better than Diabolic Edict in every way.
Darn, all my Diabolic Edicts are worthless now.
I know, right? I mean, they got reprinted, so it's whatever. Yeah. But, I mean, right off the bat, Misty Rainforest, that's great. I'm going to put all these cards away, and we'll do a recap at the end for the good stuff. You ever get those, like, I see those box openings and people are putting in so many piles, and it's just so confusing, and they're bumbling around. No, I just clear everything.
Right? Keep it clean, right?
Keep it clean. Except, don't keep it too clean.
So how long have you been playing Magic?
Oh, man, forever. Probably 95.
Okay.
1995. Yeah. For a long time, and the game has evolved so much.
So the interesting thing is Jay is not only just an Asian person, and I'm not trying to be racist here, he's actually a relative. So I've known him for a very long time, and one of the main reasons I got into Magic was him and his brother played, and to fit in with him and his brother, I bought Magic cards as well. All right, what do we got here?
We got a Glimpse of Tomorrow. Nothing too major. Goblin Bombardment. This is a cool card. Old school tricks decks, if you know that. Infinite combo to deal damage via this card. I'm not too crazy about it. I think it's upshifted from when I played with it in Tempest. Super old school. That was uncommon back then, but now it's a rare. I got a ton of those things. Nothing too major. Yeah.
So the interesting thing is that you got the Tempest logo right there.
Oh, yeah. Watermark.
And then behind it for the other card, it looks like the Rashadan Port art from Acadian Mask.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sweet. All right, next pack.
Let me see these.
I'll show you. I'll do as close up if I get a signature one.
Oh, they're signed?
They're not like real signs, like foil printed on there.
Are they rare?
They are rare, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Commons. Bloodbraid Mauler. Nothing too crazy. Gorilla Shaman, the original Mox Monkey. People used to play this to destroy Moxen, but it's been reprinted several times. Still cool. Still
That's an Alliance
old school.
logo.
Yeah, old school Alliance. These things, they're the sketch cards.
Okay.
It's cool, I guess. I mean, if you like that kind of sketch kind of art.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just a common, nothing too big. And these indestructible lands are interesting. I think people are trying to put it into like a Armageddon type shell.
Okay.
To sort of keep your own lands but destroy other people's lands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with playing a lot as children, I remember like my first deck ever was I think just a simple burn spell deck just because it's easy to compose and stuff like that. Do you remember your first deck that you ever made?
Oh, probably a black weenie deck.
Yeah. Black Knights, Hypnos.
Yeah, Black Knights, Knights of Stromgold, very Order of the Ebon Hand, very cost-effective, efficient. But nowadays, these new cards completely outclass all the old cards.
Right.
So,
except for the broken old cards.
Except for the broken old cards. So we got first rare here, Out of Time. A phasing card. Phasing was introduced in Visions, I believe. Everything gets flashed out of the board game and then gets put back in at a later time in the exact same state. No triggers, no nothing. It's interesting that they're bringing it back. I'm not too sure how useful it'll be in the metagame, but it's cool. Thought Monitor. This one's interesting. There are affinity decks that are currently trying to run it in that kind of a shell. I've also seen Delver decks run it. Yeah. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on this card. I think it might make a splash. And nothing else too major after that. It looks like Grim has left the building for a little bit, but he'll be back. I think I had to take out the dog. All right. Next pack. Nothing too major in the commons or uncommons. We got a Lonus Cryptozoologist. Very interesting. Sort of like the evolution type cards that have been printed thus far, like Neoform or just different ones like Eldritch Evolution, things like that. I don't think it'll be too played, although with the casting cost the way it is, it might be interesting. The clue thing, I'm not sure many people play with clues, so it might be difficult to use. Upheaval, very old school card. This is
Odyssey.
Odyssey? Yeah, Odyssey. I think I have a Odyssey printing one. It's been reprinted to death. It's nothing too crazy. And we got our first set card, Relentless Rats.
Ooh.
Remember this card?
Is that the one with the star? Oh no.
This one with he gets +1/+1 for each other creature in play named Relentless Rats, and
Nice.
you can have as many of them in your deck as you want.
Back in the day, I engulfed somebody's set of revised, and there were so many plague rats that I ended up trying to make a plague rat deck, and had like 30 plague rats, coat of arms, and some other stuff. Horrible deck, it never worked, but it was hilarious.
You know, back when we used to play, we didn't care about things like 4 of, so we would have people literally make a deck out of 40 lightning bolts and 20 mountains, and it actually was pretty good. So good thing we have rules now.
I remember back. Oh, that's Tempest Island. I think the art from. I could be wrong.
Maybe Mirage.
Maybe.
Can't tell.
But with that Plague Rat deck, I would put 4 Dark Rituals so I could float a Plague Rat turn 1. But it would be very bad if I didn't have 3 mana and enough Plague Rats to function that deck.
Yeah. Blazing Wall is an interesting card right now. It is a shifted version of a Basking Root Walla. I think it's pretty much the exact same card except in red. People are using it for madness kinds of decks. I've seen different shells with sort of threshold decks, sort of even aristocrat type shells. Verdant Command. This one's interesting. Create scrolls, counter planeswalker abilities.
Oh.
I like these sort of modal spells. You get having the choice to do whatever you want here is pretty powerful, especially at an aggressive casting cost like that. Zuran Orb.
Oh, it's an old school, back in the Ice Age days, right?
Yeah, Ice Age. This thing, I think it used to be restricted or banned even, but that was a long time ago. Now it's just not very powerful at all. And this thing has been reprinted to death as well. I have an old school Ice Age one as well.
Yeah.
Here's the foil card. Nothing too crazy. Yeah.
Cool. So when we were younger, there was a local hobby shop that we used to do tournaments at.
Rookies and Legends.
Yes. So we used to do that every Monday, provided our grades in school and all the things were taken care of. Share a couple memories from Rookies and Legends playing Magic the Gathering.
Oh man, we used to have some neckbeards that really angered us. People who would come like slap cards out of your hand or make fun of your deck or whatever. Those are the bad memories. But I mean, when you're a kid and you crack open boosters and you pull out like the crazy cards, oh man, that really just gets you going. Like,
Well, the fun part is cracking those packs, and the cards that we got and what they're worth now is crazy.
oh yeah, I remember I bought a box of Urza Saga for $100, which is insane now. They're well over $1,000 now. Flametongue Yearling. So this is like the baby version of Flametongue Kavu. Some people are thinking it's better than the original. I know it's used, the Flametongue Kavu is used a lot in Cube. It's a very popular card there, and this might give it a run for its money. Particularly because it's sort of more, you can use it earlier. The Flametongue Kavu is 4 mana, this one's 2, double red though. But it has the multi-kicker, so even if it's late in the game, it's still very useful. Here we go, Esper Sentinel. This is a very, very touted card. I'm not quite sure how well it has been doing on Magic Online. People have been putting it into Death and Taxes shells, so a white weenie control deck. Here, whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature to spell each turn, you draw a card unless that player plays X, which is the power. So you just get to draw cards, and it's sort of that Ristic Tutor type spell, and that just nets you cards.
Yeah,
it's a house.
Card advantage is very powerful in the game of Magic.
Mishra's Factory.
Oh, old school.
Old school. I have an original Antiquities one, double signed by both Phil and Kaja Foglio. Hopefully I get to show off some of my cool shit here. But yeah, great card.
That art for that black card looks really sweet.
This one?
Yeah, it just looks nice.
Yeah, with the sketch.
For you, in terms of doing the tournaments and stuff, did you ever win? How did you do? And what were the results of those tournaments?
The most recent thing I played in recently was a Star City Games Legacy Open. I hadn't played in maybe 10 years at that point, and I went into it with a reanimator type deck that was very consistent with turn 1 kills. It was sort of a reanimator mixed with Tin Fins hybrid, and I just ran through the competition. I was first table, and yeah, I think I was like 7-0 my first 7 rounds.
Damn.
And I placed in the money, but I had to go. My girlfriend was angry at me. We had driven hours and we had to go, so I actually had to drop from that tournament, but I would have made the money. Here we go. Here's our first signed art card.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Yeah. This is Garth One Eye. This is the card that can get you Black Lotus tokens.
Nice.
It's really cool. I've seen it used in Commander shells right now. There's a sort of a famous game nights thing going on with Post Malone, and one of the guys uses Garth One Eye. Garth Brooks.
Nice. So those tournaments when we were younger at Ricks and Legends, did you ever place? Did you ever?
I mean, I've won a few of them. I definitely placed top 2, top 3, or whatever. But that was when we were kids, you know, like we didn't really know what we were doing. We were just playing for fun. Sometimes I remember doing Junior Super Series. I did pretty well in a couple of those tournaments. Yeah, back then you could win scholarships. We had a friend of ours that we play with who was #1 constructed in the world for a time. Yeah, he was pretty big time. We used to borrow his Black Lotus on our decks and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool because I remember in terms of Rookies and Legends, like I think you and your brother were pretty head to head in terms of probably the better ones, and I kind of came in and I'd be like the wild card. Once every like 4 weeks or so, I'd get close to placing, and I think I placed 3rd once with my Burn Spell deck. But I love combos. I specifically had it's called Animate Eradicate. You animate a land and then you eradicated it, and so you destroyed all copies of that particular land. And then I also had a discard deck. But what's this card in front of you?
Urza Saga.
Oh.
Urza Saga. This is one of the preview cards that is super highly touted. It's been, I think it's going to have lasting effects in every format that it can be played in. This thing it's a house. First, you play it, it's a land, but it's also an enchantment, so you might have some sort of enchantment type effects. But the third mode of this, you get to search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1, and just think of all the crazy stuff that has been printed with mana cost 0 or 1.
Moxes, Soul Rings.
Moxes, Soul
Lotus
Rings,
Petal.
Lotus Petals. Yeah. And a lot of people are sort of pushing it towards, I've seen it be used in Death and Taxes. I've seen it be used in, I've even seen Delver. There's the sky's the limit with this card, and this one's a great one.
Nice. Looks like a card from Legends.
This is an interesting card. Ornithopter of Paradise. It's sort of a mix between Ornithopter and a Birds of Paradise.
Nice.
So it's instead of 0 mana, it's 2 mana, and you get to tap it for add 1 mana of any color. And with the old school frame, it's cool. Very nostalgic. All right, next pack. Cool art.
Nice.
A lot of commons. Endurance. Here's our first the mythic elemental incarnations with the evoke. When Endurance enters the battlefield, one player puts all the cards from a graveyard on the bottom of the library in random order. I've seen this used in sideboard, sort of like hate against certain decks. Certain like Reanimator, you get to take all the cards from the graveyard and remove their Grizzlebrand or whatever. There are other hate that this can do as well, and I'm seeing decks that like the Dark Depths even run it. It's pretty cool. Navinural's Disc. Oh man, this is old school.
Wow.
Destroy all artifacts, creatures, enchantments. This used to be the premier mass removal of most decks.
Yeah, clear the board card.
Yeah.
My brother loved using it. I hated it when I saw it on the field.
Yeah, good pack.
Let's see.
All right. Keep on rolling along. There's 30 packs. This is a lot.
This is pack 10.
This is pack 10?
Yeah, we're going to take a short break after 10.
All right. I'm glad you're keeping track. All right. Void Mirror. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no colored mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. That's interesting. Hate against Affinity, Cloud Post decks. Another Mox Monkey. Ooh, sketch card of Flametongue Yearling that I talked about earlier.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. All right, we are back, and a quick recap. These are the notable pulls. We got the Box Topper Fable Passage foil, old school foil. Urza Saga, the first fetch land of the first pack, Misty Rainforest, Esper Sentinel, and Endurance.
So these full bordered cards, what are those type of cards called?
These are Saga cards.
Saga cards, okay, cool.
So you play it, and then you get one counter, and you do this first thing. They call it lore counters. And then second turn, you do the second one. Third turn, you do the third one.
And after that, is it destroyed?
Yep, you sacrifice it.
Cool. So you mentioned about online Magic. How do you think that has changed the game? What do you think about it, and do you play it?
Yep, I don't play it. I didn't want to invest in things that weren't real. I mean, you're spending real money on digital stuff. And as a paper collector, like a collector of paper cards, you don't get the satisfaction of owning the thing. But as the world sort of moves more digitally, and NFTs are a thing, I'm more open to it. Certainly, Magic Online has a lot to be. There's a lot to want from that format. It's not the prettiest. I mean, Arena is way better. I love Arena. I play it, and particularly because it's free. I think it's a lot more accessible to people. And I'm excited for things to move towards that that way, particularly because they are printing a lot of old cards into Arena. And I mean, Magic Online has such a rich history, and they have all the old cards and everything. So once that moves to Arena, I think we're going to see sort of a mutiny.
Yeah. Well, continue and to stop me whenever you get something good. I feel because of the pandemic, I think the shift to Arena was a better shift or a more feasible shift because playing in person was difficult. You know, playing Magic the Gathering head to head is a 1v1 at least minimum, and it's hard to do it during a global pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't beat talking shit in front of somebody. And here we go, Dothy Voidwalker. Fantastic card. I'm not quite sure of the implications of it in Modern. I think it's pretty much the only notable shadow creature. Shadow is that it can only interact with things with shadow, kind of like they're in a shadow realm. But this sort of mixes it with, first of all, an aggressive cost, 2 black mana for 3/2 shadow. And this ability is just insane. So if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard, just exile it with a void counter so you can separate them out. And then you sacrifice this and you can choose a card that they have in exile and play it without paying its mana cost, which is insane.
Right.
It's just insane. So this is spectacular. Yeah, I think this is going to make a big splash in a lot of different decks. Fire and Ice, pretty cool.
Apocalypse card.
Yeah, and here's the World Weary. I think we showed the sketch card. I think the sketch card actually looks better than the
For sure.
the picture, the full one.
I agree.
But whatever. All right, next pack.
So what is the hypothetically best card? I know there's a lot of cards in the set, but what's the thing that's the big hitter that you're looking for?
We can't look for it, but the Modern Horizons 1 old school reprints are highly valued. So I spoke earlier about the Pact of Negation in old school. And I think that one's like $300 or something right now. But we can't get them in these set boosters. We don't get them in collector's boosters. But in the main set, I think we got a lot of the heavy hitters. So fetch lands, every iteration of fetch lands is going to be worth money. Urza Saga, I think it's like $30-$40 right now.
Sure.
Sentinel, Esper Sentinel is like $20. Endurance, probably $20. I think Voidwalker is going to go up. So we're doing very, very well on our box right now.
Nice.
We're clearly over, I would say, the $150 range right now in terms of value. But I mean, I'm a collector. I do this for fun. I mean, I play. I put all these things in like a cube that I have. It's not really about the money for me. It's about the nostalgia and everything. So
As you're going through, like, describe what a cube is for some of the people who are watching this video that really don't understand.
A cube is something you build. It's sort of like a museum of cards that you can draft with. So I put in all the old school cards that I love from back when. A lot of stuff that's like banned or restricted. Yeah, we just draft with it, and it's crazy fun. It's very competitive, and you get to use the cards that you can't use anymore. Like I have a Library of Alexandria, let's say. I have Moxes that only get pulled out in vintage tournaments whenever they happen, you know. So it's fun to play with these kinds of things.
For sure.
Here we have a Necrogoyf, which is a cousin to the Tarmogoyf. I don't think that this is going to have too much of a splash on the scene, but you know, I hope it does well. It's a Madness-enabled Graveyard Matters card, and definitely with Tarmogoyf being 1/1 green and this being 5, it's just not gonna do much.
Is it Urza Saga card?
Oh, the Scourge familiar?
Was that the one that was jumping up and down in the old art?
I think so. It's like a imp kind of thing, jumping around. Yeah. Prismatic Ending, Jewel Eye Cobra, nothing special. All right, let's move along. This is pack 12, 13?
13.
13, lucky number 13.
Yes. The Magic fan, Apple Dapper.
My handle for most things is Acridian 13, so this is a lucky pack for me here.
Sure.
Dress Down. A very interesting card. A flash enchantment, which is rare, that replaces itself, which is great. Creatures lose all abilities. A lot of people right now are using it in Phyrexian Dreadnought type decks. So you play it's a one colorless creature for 12/12, but you have to sacrifice things with 12 power. So when that trigger hits the stack, you do this before the trigger hits the stack.
So you get a free 12/12.
You get a 12/12 for 1 mana. Cursed Totem. Activate abilities of creatures can't be activated. Wow, I haven't seen this card before. Almost reminds me of Null Rod, which is shooting through the roof right now. Obviously, Null Rod is a little better in that it's not creatures, it's everything. So, yeah, great card. I think this might be great sideboard, especially modern. Oh, nice. I like that card. This might make my cube. I think it's very all-purpose.
Yeah.
There's just so many uses for something like this. Mana ramp, mana fixing. Yeah, even flying blocker. Yeah, it's great. All right.
Love the old borders of these cards.
Yeah.
Reminds me back of the good old days.
That was nice. Yep. All right, great. Pack 13. Very happy with that one. Move through the comments here. Nettle Cyst. Wow, this one's very interesting. People are using it as a replacement. Oh, it's a little warped on top, but people are using it as a replacement for Batterskull or Sword of Fire and Ice in something like Death and Taxes or blue-white Stoneforge type decks. When this first hit previews, people didn't really think too much about it, but now with Magic Online having access to these cards early and people are really starting to experiment with it, I think this is going to have a big splash. Yeah, it's great. Monk Salvage, Dreadmaw, yeah. Some pretty cool art.
Yeah.
Calibrated Blast. Nothing too special here. Counterspell.
Nice.
We didn't get the special version, the full foil, full art or whatever, but I mean, it's a counterspell.
Is that a new art for Counterspell or no?
No, it's been it's one of the core set iterations. Yeah, nothing too big here. I think that was like the first week pack that we got.
Right?
Wow. Yeah, this is definitely fireworks.
Yeah. That card, I like this art. It's really cool looking. And shot there. Interrupt your pull. Sorry.
Underworld Cookbook. Very interesting card. Fury. Oh,
Ooh,
sweet.
That looks so awesome.
So another Elemental Incarnation card. When it enters the battlefield, deals 4 damage divided amongst creatures or planeswalkers. Sort of like I think it's called Pyrokinetics, but on a stick. And I got the full art version. It's really neat.
Nice.
Gargadon. Gargadon's hilarious. They printed this card because they had a greater Gargadon and a lesser Gargadon. So they just have something in the middle. This is the Goldilocks situation here.
Right.
Very cool.
I've noticed a lot of Magic has a lot of like inside jokes and a lot of nostalgia kind of built in, which is great. And they have those joke sets that they have, like Unglued, Unhinged, and there's one more missing.
There's Unglued, Unhinged, Unstable, and Unsanctioned now.
That's what it is.
This is an interesting art card. This is actually Gaia's Will, sort of a callback to Yawgmoth's Will.
Okay.
But since it's in green and a suspend card, I don't really expect it to do much, but it's a cool art card.
Yeah.
Let's keep on going. Academy Manufacturer. If you create a clue, food, or treasure token, you say create one of each. That's interesting. I don't really see it doing much, but it's cool. Bone shards. Double bone shards. Cool. Kind of a weak pack. Esmora, blah blah blah, Cadillac car. if you can say that right there. Oh, we got another Fury.
Oh, nice.
Just the standard version, which is neat. I talked about it before. Chatterfang Squirrel General, sweet. Oh, what? Three mythics. 3 mythics in a 1 pack. And what the hell is this thing? Blackblade Reforged set. What a pack! Holy crap!
That's insane.
Check this out. Wow. So you got Chatterfang. If your people are making squirrel decks, I mean this is pretty cool. In old school border. Cable coffers, man. This started out as a uncommon in Torment. They had a whole land cycle, and this one was a clear winner, and the prices just jumped up and up and up until they started reprinting it. But this is a great card, and Blackblade Reforged. This is one of the greatest equipment printed right now.
So why is that border different?
I don't know. It's a special border type.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sweet. What a pack.
I've never seen, what is it, 3 mythics in 1 pack?
3 mythics in 1 pack, and then a set rare.
That's insane.
And a special border as well. Wow. I think Tideshaper is being thrown around in Merfolk decks as well. And a foil indestructible land. What a pack. Wow.
That's insane.
It's just keep on coming. All right.
I want to see a couple more fetch lands for you.
I know, right? Just one. I mean, I've seen some of these box openings have like 5 of them. But I'm very happy with the Misty. Don't get me wrong. Sanctum Weaver. Interesting in enchantment type decks. Enchantress decks. Magus of the Bridge. That's cool in the sketch card. That's really cool. I don't think people are using it too much, but we'll see. Yeah, that's neat. All right, how many packs are we at?
Let's see, 400. So this is 20.
This is the 20th pack? All right. We'll take a quick break after this one. Usury Fortune's Flame. A random card involves coin flips, so this is not going to do anything. Braids, old school.
Yeah, I remember the photo, or the art rather.
Lens Flare.
That looks
sketch
really
card.
nice.
Chatterstorm, if you want to kill people with lots and lots of squirrels. All right, cool.
All right, folks, we're back with the finale, if you will, the last 10.
All right, I've sort of racked them and stacked them here, so.
Do the shuffle method. It's going to spread out all the glory that is the Magic the Gathering packs.
Yep, spreading glory, that's what I do.
I sound like Schaefer. Or Shapes, rather. And it's funny, the Shapes actually knows Jay too. We all grew up together.
Yep.
The Shapes didn't play Magic, though.
I think we tried, right?
No, not specific. I think the other 2 or 3 of the other people that are going to be tried.
Suspend is an interesting card. I'm not sure how well it will do, but people have been tinkering around with it just to do triggers again. Flame Rift. We got another Fury.
What?
It's literally right here.
Art,
same art, same everything, but foil full art.
What? This is a Fury box. You're astounded, aren't you?
3. Oh my god. I mean, I hope this thing does better than I think it will, but
Is what do you call it? The fetch lands. Do they have full arts and do they have full arts?
Yep, they have full arts, foil full arts, but the ones that people are looking for that are the most expensive are the old school foil.
In the collector's edition. Right?
Yeah, only in the collector's edition you have the old school ones. Maybe? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Although we did get some old school cards here, so maybe they're in the regular set. I'm not sure.
Maybe we should have bought a couple boosters of collectors for fun.
Yeah. After spending $250 on this box. So
No, we spent $4. $4, fans. $4.
Sanctifier and Vec, interesting card. Are very aggressively costed, 2 for 2/2, pro black, pro red. Sideboard card, definitely, but I don't really see it being used too often.
Reminds me of a knight.
Yeah. Enchantress Presence for the Enchantress decks, must have.
So, onslaught card, that's what it is, right?
Yep.
Double in. Keep thinking mirrored, I'm like, no.
And we got another set card. What is this? Eventide or Shadowmoor or something?
It's Shadowmoor?
Eventide. Shadowmoor is the winged thing.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Morningtide? Who knows? There's been like 60 sets. I don't know.
I remember back in the day when we played, it was like 10 sets out or whatever.
Yeah. When did we start? We had to start around Ice Age.
I started in 5th grade.
Yeah. I remember we played Ice Age was like the first expansion we bought, and Scaled Worm, which is like a 7 mana for a 7/6. That was the best card we had. Just vanilla.
I remember like my father who would buy the cards for me because, you know, as younger kids you didn't have access to cards and your own money. My father bought me Fallen Empire packs.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Because it's a lower amount of cards in the pack, and then I think there's maybe like 3 good cards in that whole set. I know Goblin Grenade for sure, and then Himitorok.
Diamond Lion, a lion's eye diamond on a stick. Interesting card. People are starting to build around it. Madness decks. This is a good Madness enabler. Soul Talisman. Sweet. This is a suspend 3 Soul Talisman, Soul Ring. Obviously, it's not as good as a normal Soul Ring, but still interesting, and especially in the old school border. Queer and Ranger, you need it for elves. It's cool. They've reprinted it a few times, so it's not too crazy, but yeah, pretty good pack. Moving along. This has been a great time. This is seriously, it's been years since I've opened a box.
That art card looks amazing too.
What is this? Scion of Draco.
Looks pretty cool though.
All right. Here we go. Second fetch land, Arid Mesa.
Nice.
Persist is a great card. I think it might be very good in modern reanimator decks. Return target non-legendary creature card. Obviously, the non-legendary holds it back a little bit, but 2 mana is it's still pretty good. Seal removal.
I remember that card.
Faithless Salvaging in a sketch. This is cool. It's not as good as Faithless Looting, but I mean, it's interesting.
So people who are possibly just watching this video and maybe want to get into Magic the Gathering, like the physical, the arena variety, what would you recommend in terms of buying or getting into this game?
You know, honestly, start with Arena.
Yeah.
Nothing is as good introductory wise as Arena. To be able Sparky help you navigate through and help you play it, and I mean obviously he's letting you win, but
I was let one. Oh my god! No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean I think it's a great introduction to all the little facets, and a lot of the things that are automated for you really help you out. I mean, I know I've been playing for years and years and years, and I just felt for a veteran player it was so seamless to get into. So for a new player, it definitely is easy. Plus all the collecting. If you're a collector, having something that never degrades in like quality, like we're opening these packs and you think they're going to be mint, but they have nicks and scratches on them already. Like that's not cool. But if you're, doing something online, it's always going to be the same way. So it's never going to degrade in quality. It might degrade in value, but whatever. Here we go. Zabaz the Glimmer Wasp. Modular card. I don't really know too much about it, so I'm just going to skip it. I don't think it's too great. Breya's Apprentice. Interesting.
So the interest. Ooh, Vindicate.
Vindicate,
I
nice.
remember that
This is
card.
yeah, it's been reprinted to death, but yeah, just 1-for-1. This is it. This is the card for 101 trade.
That's an interesting looking card in the next one. It's a sketch split card.
Yeah, Road to Ruin, Aftermath. This is a reprint as well. But here we go.
Oh,
Foil
nice.
Esper Sentinel. That is great.
Is this gonna go in the cube or the regular?
Oh, that the foil. Everything is pimped out in my cube.
He doesn't pimp his ride, he pimps his cube. The interesting thing about Arena is, like, I remember originally playing Magic the Gathering and then reading that book and being a younger person and not understanding all the rules. I think, honestly, when we started playing, there was our own interpretation of the rules at times, even though we played the game wrong. And once we started playing in tournaments, we're like, oh, this is how this works.
Definitely.
And I think there was for me, not playing for, I think, like 8 years and playing Arena, there's definitely some moments like that where, like, oh, this is what happens? Oh, no.
So this is probably the best, the Elemental Arcanation cards. Subtlety. You do the Force of Will thing, exile a blue card from your hand to play it, and then you get to choose up to one creature spell or planeswalker spell and put it in the bottom of the library, sort of like a soft counter.
Nice.
Great.
Oh, Bone Shredder, I remember
Bone
this
Shredder.
card.
Urza's Legacy.
I had that in my deck back in the day.
Arrow Amoeba. So Aqua Amoeba, but flying.
Right.
Keep. Wow. This is interesting. This is a time
Spiral?
Time Spiral?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Time Spiral?
It is.
Yeah. Set card. Kobolds of Keep.
Is it Time Spiral? I thought Time Spiral was like this and this with the lines in it. Or is that the...
That's Plane Shift.
That's Plane Shift. Yeah. So that is Time Spiral. Correct.
Getting down to it. 3 left.
Packs
Here.
left.
Search the premises. Milliken, Monoskelion in Old School, a foil Indestructible Land. Kind of weak, but yeah, this is where the fireworks gonna be right here. All right. Hopefully when Grim opens his, he'll get way more fetch lands than me, but...
Well, I'm clearly gonna, you know... Oh, my goal is to get 6 Furies. No, I'm kidding.
Karth the Lion. Interesting card. Planeswalker's loyalty ability, activate costs an additional +1 to activate. That's great. But interesting. I don't expect it to make too much of a splash, but it's cool for the effect that it does. Chatstorm. Another foil Ornithopter Paradise, but this one new school frame.
Nice.
I like the old school frame a little more, but I'm used to that frame. Yeah, pretty cool. Cool art. This is Arcus Acolyte. Sealed Dromedary. Very few camel cards in Magic. Fractured Sanity. Each opponent mills 14 cards. Interesting.
14? That's crazy.
Yeah, the cycling, if you cycle it, you get to mill 4. I mean, for 3 blue, 14 cards, that's actually pretty good.
That's like a quarter of the deck almost.
Yeah. I feel like with the new crab that was printed, I think Hedron Crab is still modern. That'd be pretty cool. Fire and Ice again. The green, white, indestructible. I think I got one of each thus far.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
All right, last one.
Last one. We only got one that was signed.
What's the odds? I've never gotten one, I don't think.
Yeah, that was the second or third one I ever got.
Okay.
So it's not very good odds. Resurgent Belief. Suspend. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to battlefield. Replenish on suspend. Interesting. Bone Shredder again. Abundant Harvest. Calvanic Yearling. Oh, a little bit of a letdown, but we'll do a recap and show you all the good stuff I got.
Cool. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we're going to bust into my Modern Horizons 2 booster set box.